Hello students of class 9. Today we will learn congruent triangles. So in the chapter triangles in your NCERT book, the first topic which we are having is what is congruency. So today we will learn about congruent triangles. So at first we will see what is congruency. So if we have two figures which are of the same shape and same size, so these two figures can be said that they are congruent. So congruency means in mathematical term we can say that all the sides of the figures should be correspondingly equal to the sides of the second figure, and also all the angles of the first figure should be correspondingly equal to the angles of the second figure. So we will see that how. So there is a diagram here which is explaining congruent triangles. So first we will know what are they. In triangles we know that there are three equal sides and there are three angles. So here we can see that the side BC is equal to the side EF. Also side AB is equal to the side DE, and also side AC is equal to the side DF. So the equal sign actually is given like this. So since BC side is equal to EF side, so both are marked with single stroke. Also side AB is equal to side DE, so that is why both of them are marked with double stroke. And side AC is equal to side DF, so that is why both of the sides are marked with triple stroke. Okay, and both the triangles are scalene triangles. So scalene triangle means in this triangle ABC all the sides are unequal, but one corresponding side is equal to the one corresponding side of the next diagram. So here we can see that three corresponding sides are equal. Also we can see angle A is equal to angle D. So they are both marked with single stroke. Also angle C is marked with double stroke and angle F is marked with double stroke, which also means that the two angles are also equal. And angle B is marked with triple stroke and angle E is marked with triple stroke. So both of the angles are equal. So if three corresponding sides and three corresponding angles of two different triangles are equal, we can say that the two triangles are congruent. Here it is written that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. So this is the congruency sign. So now we will move on to the types of congruency. So there are basically four types of congruency. The first one is side congruency. So in case of side congruency, what happens is, now let us look at the two yellow figures. So the first side is marked with single stroke in both of the figures. So which means that this side is equals to this side. Also this side is equals to this side because they both are marked with double stroke. And this side is equals to this side of the second figure, which means that both are marked with double stroke. So that means if the three corresponding sides of two different triangles are equal, we can say that they are congruent, which also means that the three corresponding angles will be equal. But this angle part we can prove only after proving congruency. So side is a way to prove that these two triangles are congruent. Now moving on to the next one, that is side angle side congruency, SAS. Also SAS we can write as ASS or SSA. No matter where you put the A, the main thing is you must have two equal sides and one equal angle. So here in the two green triangles we can see that this side and this side of the different triangles are equal. Also this side and this side are equal because both of them are marked with double stroke, and this angle is equal to this angle because both of them are marked with single stroke. So which means that these two triangles are congruent. After proving congruency, we can say that the third side, which is not at all marked in both of the diagrams, these two sides are also equal, and we can say that two congruent angles, that means this angle and this angle will be equal, and also this angle and this angle will be equal. Now moving on to the next one, that is ASA congruency, angle side angle. ASA can be written as SAA also, and also you can write it as AAS. So no matter how you write, there will be two angles and one side. So in this one, we can see that this angle and this angle, they are marked with single stroke. This angle and this angle, they are marked with double stroke. And this side of both the diagrams are marked with single stroke. So that means two angles are equal and one side is equal. So this falls under criteria of ASA congruency, which means that we can say that these two triangles are congruent. Now, if they are congruent, we can say that the left out angle, that is this angle and this angle, they are also equal, and we can say that the corresponding sides, that means this side and this side, will be equal, and this side and this side will also be equal. Now moving on to the next one, which is RHS congruency. RHS congruency is another type of SAS congruency, but this type of congruency is used only in right angle triangles. So here we can see that the right angles, that means, are equal, because right angle means 90 degree. So in any two right angle triangles, the right angle is always equal. Now if the hypotenuse is also equal in both the triangles, hypotenuse means the longest side of the right angle, and if any other side other than the hypotenuse is equal in both the triangles, then we can say that the one angle is equal, that is the right angle, the hypotenuses are equal, and another side is equal, which means that we can say that this falls under the category of RHS congruency. Now I have already mentioned that RHS congruency falls under SAS congruency. So why is it that? Because in SAS congruency, two sides are equal and one angle is equal. Here in RHS congruency also, we can say that right angle is the angle which is equal, and hypotenuse and the other side, both are the sides of the triangles. So two sides and one angle. So SAS congruency. So RHS congruency is another type of SAS congruency, and it is used only in case of right angle triangles. So now we can see that here this side and this side are equal, this side and this side are equal, and this angle is equal, which means that these two triangles are congruent. Now after proving congruency, we can see that the other two angles are also equal and the other side is also equal. So this proves that RHS congruency is satisfied. Now we will briefly learn what is SSS congruency. If all the sides of a triangle are equal, it can be said that they are congruent. So that means here in the two diagrams, we can see that both the diagrams are in different order. One is reversed than the other one, but the three different sides, corresponding sides, are equal, because in both the diagrams, one side is marked with single stroke, one side is marked with double stroke, and the other side is marked with triple stroke. So that means if I actually reverse the second triangle, we will see that both the triangles will look similar. So that is why they are congruent. Now moving to SAS congruency. In case of SAS congruency, as we have already learned, SAS means two sides has to be equal and one angle has to be equal. In SAS congruency, if we look at the different triangles, we can see that in both the diagrams, one side is marked with single stroke, one side is marked with double stroke, and one angle is marked with single stroke, which means that this side and this side are equal, this side and this side is equal, and this angle and this angle is equal. So that means if I reverse the second triangle, they will exactly look the same. So these two triangles are congruent. Now moving to ASA congruency. So in ASA congruency, if any two angles and any one side of the two triangles are equal, it can be said that they are congruent. So now if we look at the first diagram, one angle is 60 degree, and in the second diagram also one angle is 60 degree. In the first diagram also angle F is 80 degree, the second diagram also angle R is 80 degree. In the first diagram, the side DF is 5 centimeter, as we can see the side DF. In the second figure, side QR is 5 centimeter. So that means one side is equal and two angles are equal. So this is ASA congruency. In case of ASA congruency, since the values are given in this diagram, how we are saying that the third angle will be equal? So let us just justify this. So angle E is unknown in the first diagram, and we also know that the sum of all the angles in a triangle is always 180 degree. So if I add up 80 and 60, we will get 140. That means the remaining angle will be 180 minus 140, which gives us 40 degree. So that means angle E will be 40 degree, which actually justifies that in the second diagram angle P should be 40 degree. So now let us see whether angle P is 40 degree or not. So if I look in the second figure, here also we are having the two angles as 80 and 60. So if I add them, we are getting 140 degree. So that means the third angle should be 180 minus 140, which gives us 40. So that means angle P, so this angle is 40 degree. So which justifies that the third angle should be equal in both the triangles. So if the three angles are equal and one side is equal, so we can say that the corresponding other two sides should be equal. If you measure them, so suppose I measure side DE, it should be equal to any of the two sides within PQ or PR. So any of the one side should be equal to side DE, and also side EF should be equal to any of the two sides PQ or PR in the second diagram. So this is our ASA congruency. Now moving to RHS congruency. As I already mentioned that it is one type of SAS congruency. So in the diagram we can see that both the diagrams are having right angle triangles, and here angle Q and angle L in the different diagrams they are having 90 degree. So that means one angle is equal. Also we can see that side PR is 13 centimeter and side MN is 13 centimeter. So as we can see in the diagram, side PR and side MN, they both are the longest sides of the two individual diagrams. So that means they should be the hypotenuse. Now except the hypotenuse, in RHS congruency we should have another side which should be equal. So another side, that is side QR in the first diagram and side LM in the second diagram, is 5 centimeter. So which means that it is under RHS congruency. And after proving them congruent, we can say that angle P is equal to angle N, angle R is equal to angle M, and side LN is equal to side PQ. So this is our RHS congruence. So now we will learn that we have already learned SSS, ASA and SAS. So all the orders are there, but AAA congruency does not exist. So now we will see why they do not exist. If we look at the diagrams, here in the first diagram, that is the bigger triangle, this angle, and in the smaller triangle, this angle, both are marked with single strokes, which means that these two angles are equal. Also, in the first diagram, this angle, and in the second small diagram, this angle, both are marked with double stroke, which means that these two angles are also equal. And if we look at the third angle, this is marked with triple stroke, and this is marked with triple stroke in the second diagram. So that means in both the first diagram and second diagram, the corresponding three angles are equal. But we can see that clearly in the two diagrams, the first diagram is bigger in size, whether the second diagram is smaller in size. So they are different in size, which means that the sides of the triangles must be different. So that is why AAA congruency does not exist, because in case of congruency we must have all the sides equal and all the corresponding angles equal. So here we can see that the corresponding sides are not equal. So that is why we are getting the first diagram as a bigger triangle and the second diagram is a smaller triangle. So that is why we can say that AAA congruency, angle congruency, does not exist. So this is the total concept about congruency of triangles. So today we have learned this part from triangle chapter. So next day we will learn the rest of the chapters. So that is all for today's students. Thank you.